Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. Issues at hand.
Oh yes, good morning once again, and thank you for looking into Church of Uganda Family TV. Now, this is Issues at Hand. This is where we get to discuss matters of national importance or matters that are current out there happening. Now, you know, Kampala city is currently under rehabilitation. There's a lot of construction. We have seen lots of things being put up, traffic lights here, roads being worked upon, all that. But before that, we shall be able to talk about the development compliance plan that is happening here. What you're supposed to do as a person before you put up different infrastructure have been guided. Okay, it is called the development control compliance, to be specific. Well, that will be our center of discussion, and then later on we shall also bring in the updates about the constructions that are happening around the city here, Kampala. And it's my pleasure, of course, to bring someone who is from an entity that is in charge of this, and that is, of course, Kampala Capital City Authority spokesperson, Mr. Daniel Nwabine, here with me. Good morning, sir.
A very, very good morning to you.
It's a pleasure to have you once again.
It's a great, great pleasure to me as well and to the institution. And I bring you greetings from our Executive Director, Haji Sharif Abuzeki, and our Deputy, Benon Chigenyi, the elected leadership led by the Lord Mayor, and the entire KCC fraternity, that we're happy to be in a position to serve and humbled to be there to ensure that this city grows to what we aspire it to be as a city.
Okay. Well, so my first question, just like I had earlier asked, that was before we got on air here, about the development control compliance. Before you even, when you give us the definition, you can also tell us the current state of infrastructure development in the city, to be more specific.
Well, I could just do a 360 on the infrastructure within the city before we delve into development control. We are having a number of constructions going on, and this is for the better. Right here outside Family TV, outside Church House, we have new developments that have come up.
That's right.
You'll see we have signalized the junction. We have improved the road to a dual carriage and marked crossings. It is not just here, it goes on up to Constitutional Square. It goes on up to those who were in town before Fido Dido. It goes on up to the end of Kampala Road and the beginning of Bombo Road. And it goes on up to Kubiri. So we have the whole stretch from Nakawa up to where you exit Kampala. Well done, or it's going to be neatly done for where we have not yet completed, like here in front of Church House. And all these junctions are now installed with
traffic lights
or signalized junctions. Now, what we want to achieve is regulated mobility within the city, such that if there is a high traffic point and there is a low traffic point, these two can interlink, and the roads and the signals open up the high traffic to get to the low traffic. So we're doing a comprehensive signalizing of the junctions within Kampala so that the mobility of people is much faster. And in this, we have removed the roundabouts. If you go to Speak Hotel, if you go to Renzori House, if you go to Mulago Round, where there was a Mulago roundabout, all these are junctions now. We are signalizing them in order to improve mobility in the city. And where we have done it, traffic moves much faster. If you go to Mulago, the traffic moves much faster. If you go at City Oil, So that is what is happening in mobility or in the transport sector. Now we have roads that we are constructing. If you go to Salama Road was very notorious, but we are improving it. Now we are at 0.8 kilometers, where we are coming back up to Chibuye. That road is being done. If you go to Sapolo Kagwa Road at the moment, Sapolo Kagwa, we have finished the carpeting. It is neat. It's a very smooth ride.
It was a very hectic road.
The bumps that were towards Waise are now all gone. What we're working on are the walkways. 7th Street, 8th Street, 5th Street. We're in advanced stages of completing them. Our friends in Rubaga Division, Suna, Sentema Road. Then we also have Suna 1 and Suna 2, which goes on up to Machindi Sabagabo. We are working on them, and it is now smooth. All we are left with is the walkways and the lighting. We are doing some patchings within the city. Instead of doing the pothole alone, we're doing section repairs. In the heart of Kampala, if you go to Nkuruma Road, Nasa Road, we finished Mabua. We have finished Katonga Road. So in about 12 months, it will be very difficult for you to find a pothole in Kampala.
Okay. And then
in the CBD, you have to get a price to find a pothole in this area.
Oh, that's very interesting.
And this goes hand in hand with beautification. Because if you go to Speak Road, now I found some people there taking selfies.
Smart city.
It's a cleaner city and a livable city. We're working for a livable city.
I was in one of the churches recently, and the preacher there asked a very strong question. Why all these constructions in one time, at once?
That was not a very strong question. That was a very beautiful question. Because the preacher noticed that work is being done. We have been all clamoring and looking at the downtrodden infrastructure in the city, and we are complaining at the same time. All of us were complaining at the same time. Government looked for money, found money to do everything to solve our complaints
at once.
And now we are doing everything such that we feel the pain now. Because I know when a road is being constructed, there is pain to the motorists.
Inconveniences, sure.
There is inconvenience. But it is like if you're to cure from malaria, they have to inject you and you feel some pain. But that is the price we have to pay. But the beauty is where we have worked and completed, people are enjoying. If you go to Sapolo Kagwa, we blocked it for some time. We are excavating, we are doing all sorts of things. But now the people who are passing there don't even remember that there was a problem there. If you go to Old Port Bell Road, Spring Road, the sections where we have had the tarmac laid or the asphalt laid, it is now getting better and better, and we shall soon forget the pain now. So yes, we are doing everything now because everything is needed now, and we are completing everything such that we have now to maintain the infrastructure. So that preacher, thank them for noticing that we are working, but also assure them that everything is going to get done.
It is just a while.
One smooth ride.
And then when we look at Kampala Bombo Road, Ginger Road, that stretch, the number of traffic lights that have been put on this stretch, some people think this will cause more jam.
The number of traffic lights that have been put within that space is appropriate. Is appropriate for the traffic that is there. You'll notice that the traffic lights are being put at junctions.
True.
We're not putting them in the middle of the street. So what is a junction? A junction is a point where two or more roads
meet.
converge. It may be crisscross, it may be seven, but they cross each other. Now, what typically happens at a junction is that everybody thinks that they're the ones who should go. Huh?
But people don't have discipline here in Kampala.
Now, you see, there lies the solution.
Hey.
So, there lies the answer. So, what do we do to bring that discipline? What we do to get discipline is technology. Before, we would have a policeman, a traffic officer, or a KCCA warden standing and calls, you come, you stop, you go. But then this is a human being.
Yeah.
It can shine, it can rain, it can, and they will not be able to proceed when it rains heavily, except one superstar policeman. And there are many others like that. But at these junctions, you need control so that people take their turn to move. What can best control that is a traffic light. So if we have, say, 8 junctions, then there must be 8 control points. And what can best control those is the lights. So what we have to do is to synchronize the lights.
Okay.
That if at Said Bari, if at Railway, if at Entebbe Road Junction, at Church House, if you synchronize and they release, if they have a single green, then you know that single green will take you through to Bomoro.
Oh.
A single green will take you through to
Jinja.
A single red will stop all those and allow these ones move. So, yes, there are a number of traffic lights or signalized lights, but these are matching the junctions that we have to do what? To address the issue that you talked about.
The discipline issue.
You're the one who said it.
Yes.
But the issue of people wanting to move, the issue of mobility.
Okay.
So yes, there are many, but they are appropriate.
Okay, that's very interesting. And when we talk about the control itself, you have just mentioned it. Is it going to be manned? Like if this road is releasing, it is going to be the same signal everywhere? Because we have been experiencing it, where you find you stop here, immediately you take off just a few seconds, signals again stop you. Things like
yes,
that.
That is synchronizing. We have our road experts, our transport experts on the road monitoring. But once we have completed the traffic control center, installing the equipment, because all these junctions you see in the city, over 27 junctions, are going to be monitored in the traffic control center at City Hall.
Okay.
Now, in that traffic control center, we shall have equipment that links to all these lights. And these are intelligent lights. If there is jam somewhere, and there is a freeway somewhere, they will release where the vehicles are many and allow the traffic to flow.
So the signals can detect that?
Yes, these are intelligent. That's why there are cameras there. When you heard about the number plates and the ticket, you think people were there just writing. My friend, this country has gone very, very far.
Okay.
This city is going very, very far. We are getting digital. Every other day, government is improving the way things are done.
Okay.
So yes, they are intelligent. They are meant to release when there is a need to release and to manage that mobility intelligently.
Okay. Yes. There is a lot of work being done. And how are you handling the public in this regard? Because somehow, somewhere, remember I did mention that some of them are indisciplined. How are you handling them in such inconveniences to make sure that at least work continues, as also the mobility also continues?
Well, we notify the public and we come out to the public. Whenever the media calls us, like now, we come out. But we also notify the public that this is going on. We have a junction that we are working on. We have a road that we are working on. So please use an alternative route. We have flagmen and notices at these construction sites. We have people there who control the traffic. You see those young people who have those red and green, allowing you to go, stopping you. All those are meant to support us to make sure that the public continues moving well. Now, yes, there are those who are indisciplined.
Yeah, true.
But we keep the message going that we're doing this for.
By the way, are there penalties? On Saturday, this is a very good case study, and I'm glad I even saw it on social media, because I was there physically. That's Chevando Road. There's a way they are constructing, they're rehabilitating the road. But these boys, the ones you said with flags, was there comfortably, and they were notifying the vehicles not to go there. But there is one gentleman who insisted. It was a UG vehicle. They insisted, but reaching in front, it was very true that there was construction, so he had to make a U-turn and go back the other side. So how are you handling such cases?
The Baganda have a saying, but I may not say it here, that if this is very weak, the legs are the ones that do what?
That suffer.
That suffer. So in the same spirit, if a flagman has told you that please don't go ahead, we are constructing. And for you insist, then that is fuel consumed.
Time wasted.
That is time wasted. That is emotion beaten. Sometimes ego deflated. Basically, there's so many disadvantages of not following instructions. So, and that is why we come here and tell you, if you have found a flagman, if you have found a signage, please respect it, because it is for your own good. Now, what if there was a slippery place and the vehicle, that person would spoil our vehicle. So it is usually for good reason that we have these people who support us in those spaces.
So how do you envision Kampala after a few months of this massive construction that is happening? What should a person out there, a citizen out there, expect in the few months to come?
Let me tell you something. In 6 to 12 months, this place is going to be a very beautiful place. Have you seen out there at Church House? Have you gone to Speak Road?
Yes.
Have you moved on Ginger Road up to Gogo Bypass? You see how the place is getting beautiful. All our roads are getting beautiful and beautiful. The dusty spaces are going to reduce because we are just as we are working on the roads, we are working on the drainage, we are working on the lighting. So in 12 months, if you call me here, and I'm sure you will, I'll be talking about a very beautiful part of this continent.
So I'll be talking about maintenance.
Yes.
Wow.
Of a very beautiful part of this continent, Kampala. This is going to be a very beautiful place.
Okay. Very interesting. There are some people who think this is a political season and the constructions could be driven by the political force.
Well, thinking is a very good thing. Everyone has the right to think. But what is the right thing? What is the truth? The truth is that we have a work plan. The truth is that for a road to get to where it is now, it didn't start today in the political season. I remember being here and we were complaining about the digging up. That was before even the first poster had come up. Huh? That was last year. Now these roads have a project period of 3 years. So it means we started. By the time you see tarmac being laid on the road, just to know that there's been 18 months of work, minimum. Was that a political period?
No.
So, yes, it is okay for people to think. But even if it were for political reasons, what is wrong with fulfilling a political promise? The government promised that they will deliver roads. And they're delivering what?
Roads.
Very good.
All right.
Yes.
Now, I also want to commend that side of Ginger Road as you proceed to Chambogo.
Yes.
The road is also amazing, that side. But when we talk about, this is kind of dry season, are we certain that we are not going to be having floods?
I can say without a doubt that we shall not have the experiences of the past. Every other season we are improving. The previous rains in March, February, March, despite them being very heavy because of climate change, because of people irresponsibly dumping waste in the drainages, we had a few flash floods. But because of the work that has been done, these would not exceed 30 minutes. When the water would stagnate, it wouldn't exceed 30 minutes. Now we're doing more work. We're doing a lot more in waste management, ensuring that our drainages, our communities don't dump in drainages, ensuring that our waste management site is operational, ensuring that we construct, we widen, we drench the drainages. We're doing all that. And we believe if the next rains come, as they indeed shall come, we shall have a better experience as citizens, as Kampala, as city dwellers. We don't expect a similar occurrence like it was in the past, because we are getting better and better.
Okay. Very interesting. In case you have any question out there, Mr. Daniel Nwabine is here to answer your questions in regards to what is happening in Kampala currently. Please bring questions in line of construction. Don't bring other things. Anyway, we are going in for a short break, and when we return, we shall be talking about the development control compliance, and you want to know what this is. A short break, and we return.
Issues at hand. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. This is Church of Uganda Family TV. Enriching lives. Regulated by the Uganda Communications Commission. Issues at hand.
All right, welcome back. You are watching Issues at Hand, and today we are speaking about the development happening in our city here, but also regulations here and there. We did talk about the infrastructure development, basically that is for the roads and how they have been beautified and made better for easy flow of traffic in our city here. And of course, the aim to have a smart and clean city as well. So I am with Mr. Daniel Nwabine, who is the spokesperson of Kampala Capital City Authority. And now we're going to be talking about the development control compliance. And he's going to be able to share with us, first and foremost, what it is, but also this time around, Mr. Daniel, you also give us a highlight on how the infrastructure development is when it comes to maybe private side buildings being erected up and all that. How is that in that angle?
Now, that falls under the docket that you talked about, development control.
Okay.
Now, under development control, we have two aspects. We have space use, call it physical planning, how you utilize space. That you have the 13th floor of Church House. You have divided, this part is going to be the studio. This is going to be the control room.
Yes.
This is going to be the MD's office. This is going to be the newsroom. This is going to be the front desk. This is production. And this space of the 13th floor, you have given it. You have given it specific uses.
Okay.
It is the same with the city. We have space use, how to utilize space in the city. We have areas for industry. That's why you hear the name industrial area. We have a space that should have schools. We have residentials. We have commercial. Like you see on Kampala Road. Kampala Road is typically commercial. When you go to Mbuya, it becomes residential. Bugorovi, Ruzira. So we have space use. What goes where?
Okay.
That is utilizing space. So if you're going to have any development, you should establish from KCCA and get permission from KCCA to utilize that space in a particular manner.
Okay.
Then they will guide you that please, even if you have a plot on Kampala Road, don't bring there a butcher. Because you don't come on Kampala Road and you put a what?
A butcher.
A butcher.
Hey.
And you start slaughtering cows on Kampala Road.
Hey.
That is inappropriate. That is inappropriate use of space. You're not going to a residential area like Mbuya and you're saying you're going to put a factory.
Oh, yeah.
Manufacturing nails and iron sheets and engine parts, which makes noise.
True.
In that area. So that is physical permission, physical planning permission on how to utilize the space. But once you have established how you utilize space, then you go to building control.
Okay.
I am going to put a commercial building like
Church House.
Church House. It is a commercial building on Kampala Road. Tick, you have gotten physical planning permission as regulated by the Physical Planning Act. Now there is a Building Control Act. But this church house that I'm putting up, it is how many floors? 16.
13. It is
This
13.
is the top floor?
Yeah.
Okay. It is 13 floors. Am I going to use mud and water, emuri.
Eh,
Emuri. Am I going to bring emuri and karitusi and
construct that in
and
floors.
construct church house?
Uh-huh.
Will it stand?
No way.
No way. What material am I going to use to make this? I'm going to use steel. I am going to use concrete. I am going to use. How am I going to light it? I'm going to use electric cables of this size. Basically, building control looks at the content of the structure for it to be safe for human habitation.
Okay.
And that is under the Building Control Act. So, one part of development control is in space use. The other aspect is in building, in the structure itself.
Okay.
If it is a bungalow, what is the elevation of the city? What material are you using? What is the mixture? All those are the things that you.
All those are monitored.
All those are monitored. Now, we have our people who have some money and feel like they can. Now that I have money, let me build.
Without permission.
And
at
they
all.
go. Even in my village, when I was building my first hut, you know, when you become an adolescent,
Yeah.
you'd get out and get a hut because you want to be independent. The first step, even there, you'd ask for permission from the government, which was your father or grandfather was the government.
Yeah, sure.
That I want to put up my what?
My heart.
My hut. They'll say you put it there. That is space. Because they will do the physical planning of the compound.
Yeah.
So you'd ask and then you go and put your hut. But as you are building it, you do not choose a pawpaw,
A pawpaw tree.
a pawpaw tree.
Yeah.
Or you do not use, there is a fig tree. No. They would say, no, that house is going to fall. Or you do not use what they call a shogasho, castor oil. You don't use a castor oil to
Construct.
you'd use, say, eucalyptus, you'd use musizi, mvure, musambia, to build. That was building control, to make sure that the structure is
Firm and
firm
strong.
and good for human habitation.
Okay.
So that is replicated at a national level. Physical planning, where are you making the development and what development are you putting there?
Okay.
Then building control, what is the quality and stability of that structure that you.
Okay. And how about the height of a building in the city? How tall the building
You're
is?
from Toro, you're from Fort Poto. Yes.
Yes.
Height is height. Those are
Okay.
so all that is under building control. How high should the floor be? What is the height of
The building.
the building? How wide is it? How much space must you leave there? How much green should be there? All those are part of development control.
Okay. So how do you monitor this? And also, like you did mention, some people just tend to start because they think
Yes.
they have enough resources to defend whatever they can defend. How do you monitor all that?
Now, those are not very good people who do that, because the law is that you ought to get permission. And if you don't have the permission, you don't start. But we have inspectors, we have building inspectors, we have physical planners who go around. We have even scouts who let us know that this is going on here and here. Now, the city is wide. That's why we appeal to the population that please follow the rules. Get your plan, submit it, And now the submissions are electronic to avoid kitu kidogo. Once you have submitted, we review, we respond to you, and you proceed. Yesterday, there is a building that collapsed. But this person had hidden in a fence and was constructing.
Oh.
On the third day, he was already on the second floor. Before even the concrete chores. And when you look at the material he was using, it was very... Yet if he had come to KCCA, we would even have guided him that this material that you want to use is the wrong material. This should be the span from one beam to the other. This should be the height, maximum or minimum height of this building to be functional. But they didn't. Now they lost the resources. They lost resources because they had cement there, they had iron bars, they had the mesh, they had stones. All those are resources that are
gone to waste.
That have gone to waste. Now, if all these have gone to waste, what happens? You wanted development, but you have lost the money.
Is this the problem of engineers?
It is a problem of the proprietor.
And to
Doing
take
things
shortcuts.
without permission. The proprietor is taking a shortcut. The engineer is also not advising them. Now they have broken the law. We are hunting for them. They are on the run. Can you imagine?
Very unfortunate.
Now they have caused even trouble for their families because their children want to go home and say, Daddy. So their relatives are now in prayer that God help this person. Yet they should have been praying for something else, like good health, prosperity. But now they are praying for the man not to be prosecuted. Yet he has to be prosecuted. You get? So it is very, very important, that we do the right thing, obtain the right permissions before we have any development coming up.
Okay. So what challenges do you face while enforcing this development control, especially here in our city?
Well, sometimes it is impunity sometimes. Man asks you that this is my land, I do what I want, but you don't do what you want if it is going to hurt others.
Yeah.
We have those who construct in the night. After a long day, you have gone to put down your head a bit, also to get some rest.
People
Someone is waking up to do an illegal structure. Those are challenges, my brother. Then others, they don't do the right thing, then they blame you. Can you imagine? Someone has constructed poorly, he has been hiding in his wall fence. By the time you realize the thing has exceeded the fence, then when it collapses, they blame you. Yet they have been in the neighborhood and they have not reported this person. So those are some of the challenges. But by and large, we are there to support.
Okay.
We are there to support developers. We are there to ensure they do the right thing. We are there to give them technical advice. And we are there to serve them so that this space called Kampala can become a beacon of hope, a land of prosperity, a land of happiness for everyone.
Yes. Can we draw a comparison between the compliance rate for the past years and maybe currently? How is it?
Well, we have more development applications coming through today. Because people have realized the need to regularize. If you are getting a bank loan, for example, to modify a house, or you're giving your property as a security, they would want to establish whether the property has a plan. They would want to establish whether the property has a building control approval, whether you have an occupation permit, whether the property they are taking is worth the money that they are going to give you.
Sure.
Eh? So for anyone to get a mortgage with a property, the property must be worthy its name.
Yes.
Eh? So that helps us. Of course, we have opened up. We have hotlines. We have automated to make it easier for people to apply for development permission, both at space use and structure.
Okay.
We are ensuring that this information comes out. We're teaching people that, look, if you don't do the right thing, you will lose.
Sure.
And you'll be on the other side of the law. And it is not a good thing to be on the other side of the law. It is not a good thing at all.
Okay. Interesting. Now, I see time has already started cutting us short, but I want you to give someone message out there, mostly the developers, the traders, because there's a lot happening, first of all, in the compliance sector, but also in the infrastructure sector of the roads being constructed, the inconvenience, the patience supposed to be portrayed by the citizens. So you can give us that two-way message.
Well, we have these roads going on, constructions going on. We have drainage construction going on. Let us be patient on the road. Or start our journeys early. If you are supposed to be in office at 8, you start at 6:30. You get there in time. But because of construction and all that, if you start at 7:30, but after we have completed, it will take you a very short time to do it, to get to office. We are constructing drainages. Please, there are people who are very bad. They get sewage, water, and connect on the drainage. So you have unprocessed fecal material going into the drainage. This will cause disease. And let me tell you, viewers, if you are one of those people who release fecal material into the drainages, it will flow. And the person who is in the market will use that water to wash fruits.
That you'll in the end buy.
And you get typhoid. Typhoid simply means you have eaten fecal material. You'll buy and you get typhoid. You think you're in a bungalow, you are very clean, you're sitting in white chairs, you have a white phone or a pink phone, you even have white earphones. But if you are releasing these things, it is full circle. The person who serves you will encounter that water. The person who serves you in a hotel will encounter it. The person who brings you food in the office will have encountered it somewhere. But it will be you who has released it.
Yeah.
So you'll fall sick. We shall have cholera here.
Okay.
Typhoid. Which we should ideally not have.
Okay.
In the drainages, please don't get your garbage and throw it there. Keep it, wait for the garbage truck, load it on the truck and take it in an appropriate place. Sort that garbage. It will become little. Get the rotting things alone, get the plastics alone and the papers alone. People who want to recycle will come and even buy these from you. Those who want to use in gardens will come and also take. So you'll be left with little or no garbage. But don't drop it in the drainages, because once you drop it there and the rains come, the drainages will be blocked. We shall have floods in the city. If you have a vehicle, you move through that flood, your vehicle will get spoiled. The roads that we are constructing shall be destroyed, because roads and water are not very good friends.
Yeah.
We are constructing roads. Heed to the advice and the guidance of the signage and the flagmen at those points. Don't be like that man whom you talked about earlier, who wasted government fuel to go on to find it is blocked and then comes back. Let us follow instructions. And I thank the viewers and all those road users for being patient, but continue with that patience until we finish these roads. And we don't have much time left for them.
Okay.
Within the next 6 to 12 months, most of them shall be
be
finished,
completed.
and we shall embark on other roads.
Okay.
Yes.
Very interesting. It is just a matter of time that we shall be able to enjoy our smart and clean city.
And we are already enjoying it.
Eh,
People here are enjoying. People are getting happier and happier with the job that is going on.
okay.
I see when you talk about a road now and you mention the road that has been done, even here in the studio, the people are nodding their heads in affirmation.
Okay.
So, so a
Thank
good
you.
job is being done, and congratulations to our engineering team, our executive director, and everyone who is into the finance, who are giving us money. The Prime Minister's office that has given us tremendous support. The Ministry of Kampala, Ministry of Works, the Uganda Police Force, and the people of Kampala who are part of this development.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel. He is the spokesperson of Kampala Capital City Authority, and it's a pleasure having you here today and giving us this
Great.
important information.
Great
I believe people out there, you've gotten something out of this discussion, and I hope you shall continue portraying the patience as we are heading into a more better city here in Kampala. My name is Luke Majumba Alnaitoe. We cannot go past this. Our time is past spent. Please have yourselves a lovely day.
Issues at hand